one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I think the big idea is, you've found a way to teach this ancient understanding of the human person and flourishing really well. And we live in a world where there's a lot of challenges with things like mental health, especially for our youth. And we live in a world where behavioral science is big. It's just most of our experience with it is being part of this social media slash commercial algorithm where people are prompting us to do things that maybe aren't virtuous, or at least they don't have our joy in mind. And so I wanted to walk through that broadly, and then perhaps we can explore a couple of ideas within that. But as you look at American youth, and you understand that this is a time of real challenge for mental health, and this is something that we're all concerned about. Where do you see virtue connecting with those very modern concerns of how our kids are doing, especially post pandemic?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a great question, and I think Lincoln, the beautiful thing that we see is that what we know in neuroscience is that the neuroscience in particular a world called neuroplasticity, right? Is that the brain changes, through experience. So the neurons that fire together, wire together, and that when we see this drive towards goodness, and we're modeling that, and you see so much about positivity or gratitude. So the neuroscience is reinforcing what we already hold in our Catholic tradition, which goes back, it's ever ancient, ever new, right? It goes back even, as we talked to the beginning about the early philosophers. This neuroscience is showing that this way of life, it leads to a healthy mind. And even all of the strategies or what they encourage us to do or implement in the classroom through social emotional learning or positive behavior, um, beautifully connect, come together with our understanding of virtue education. And what's even more amazing, when we talk about this, is that in Catholic education, we're dealing with our faith, where the young people have already received this grace of baptism, and that God is at work bringing to fruition, to growth, um, all that He's created this beautiful child, this beautiful person to be. And I think that's an emphasis that we can bring together. This is the beautiful thing, like you said, the church is broad, the tent is broad. We can look at the science, we can marry it with what we know in our Catholic faith, and use that for goodness, use that for the well-being, the mental health of all the children that are entrusted to us every day as they walk in, and adapt these practices, but always hold on to this fact that this is a response to the grace of baptism, that God is at work through this, and to me, it's very exciting because it actually reinforces what I've learned to, teach everyone to do that a 6-year-old could do, right?